I don't know how many times in my coaching career I've heard someone say to me, I've tried everything. I've done all the techniques and nothing works. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. I don't even know if manifestation is actually real because it hasn't worked for me. I've heard this so many times. And in this video, what I want to do is I want to give you something practical that you can do to be able to witness the stories and the beliefs that you are on some level telling yourself, or that could be true for you even if you're not speaking them out loud, okay? Because a lot of the time people come to me and they're saying, I don't want to go into the old story, but, and then they go into the old story. And, you know, I'm actually not a fan of pretending that the old story is not there, because we've all had a life and we've all experienced things, and actually our past is very, very, very good at pulling us back and reminding us that this scary thing happened once, and this perception that you had about something could be true, but actually what I want to teach you is that you have a choice. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So before I get into this video, I would like to tell you that I've got a new Conscious Creators group, especially for the Australasia region. Now, if you're not in Australasia, you can still join, but I really wanted to do a cohort that's in the morning UK time and in the evening over there, because a lot of the time people have come to me saying they'd love to join, but they can't because they're in a different time zone and it would just be ridiculous o'clock in the morning. So if you'd like to go on an amazing transformational journey with me and a beautiful group of people just like you, then let me know. There's a new cohort starting in September. So in other news, we have the retreat. The retreat is happening in 2 months' time. And oh my goodness, if you've been thinking about it, wondering about it, what can you do for yourself to give yourself something back, to really go on a very profound transformational journey? This is it. We've got Mo Cohen with me, and Mo is an exceptional coach. He is an exceptionally talented coach, and I am absolutely honoured that he not only comes onto the Conscious Creators Masters Academy and does incredible sessions there, but he's going to be at this retreat with me doing very powerful work with all of us, okay? We're all going to have a unique experience there in beautiful Devon, surrounded by countryside and nature, and it's going to be incredible. So if you've been thinking about joining that, let me know. It's £100 to save your space, and then you can do a payment plan for the rest of the price of the retreat. So if you want a discovery call about either of these things, let me know. Right, let's get into this video. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to write, do some columns. And in the first column, I want you to write, what could I believe? Based on my life, based on my upbringing, based on the things that happened when I was younger, what might I believe? So for example, say your family were having lots of arguments. You might believe that relationships are not safe. Say your mum or your dad left. You might believe that people always leave. So you write what happened and then what might you believe in one column. And then what I want you to do is another column where it says, this is what I always say. Right? This is what I've been saying. So I've been saying things like manifestation doesn't work. I've been saying things like people always leave. I've been saying things like I never meet anyone. I've been saying things like I never have enough money. Right? When you see specifically what you are actually saying to yourself and to other people, or maybe you've gone to a coach and you've said, I never have any luck in relationships, or I've been going around in circles. You literally, what are you telling people? What are you telling yourself, and what are you telling other people? Because you believe that. You actually believe that. They're actually on some level faulty beliefs, often because of, in relation to the things that happened when we were younger. So the past is now in the past. And so now you have a choice. So in the next column, you can write down what you would like to believe, the choice that you are making that may be completely opposite to what you have believed or what you might believe on some level, okay? So you see where you've come from, you see where you are, and you see where you can be, where you're going. Because the fact is that we all have a past, and it's not to say that we want to gaslight that or pretend that it didn't happen, because it did. The past happened. But in our lives, moment by moment by moment, we have a choice about who we want to show up as, regardless or irregardless of the past, okay? This is how we transform. This is how we can consciously create the next moment and the next moment and the next moment. Now, this isn't to say that you won't be triggered, because likely you will be pulled back into the past. This is what happens to all of us. There's nothing wrong with you if that happens. Everybody gets pulled back. So every moment we have a choice to pause. So when you are triggered by something, you can say stop. Just stop. Just notice that you've been triggered, and you can say stop. Hang on, I need a moment to breathe because I am being pulled into the past. If it's hysterical, it's historical, okay? The bigger the trigger, the older the wound. So if you have those feelings that come up, stop. Go away, go for a walk, have a little run about, and remind yourself that rather than going into the narrative and poking at it and asking people why they are the way they are, asking someone why they spoke to you like that, all of these things, instead of doing that, you realise that people also have their own stuff, right? Other people around you have got their own triggers and their own past and their own stuff, the narratives that are poking maybe at your stuff. So all you can do is take responsibility for yours. That's all you can do. And when you do that, you create a change in other people. So this is your motive to create that change. And actually, instead of doing, the reason why we have to do this is because we have to be able to acknowledge the parts of us that are going, oh, I'm scared, I don't like that, and that reminds me of this thing that happened in the past, and what if they're doing this and that? We have to acknowledge that because that's part of us. It's a part that's hurt. And instead of fueling it and fanning the fire of it, we have to pause, acknowledge, and then make a choice based on who we want to be, right? And who we want to be is who we create from, okay? So we have that moment where we're triggered, we pause, and then we move away, and then we have a choice. And when you're calmer, when your nervous system is regulated, which is something we talk about in the Conscious Creators Masters Academy and all the other things that I do, but when we're regulated again, that's when it's much easier to make a choice. So the thing is that, you know, a lot of the time in my sessions and in my group coaching, people will say things like, I don't mean to go into the old story, and I know the old story is irrelevant, but actually, when we're saying, oh, stop thinking about the old story, stop thinking about it, like stop, oh, why is it coming up again? Why is it? We're actually rejecting that part of ourselves. So instead what we need to do is be gentler with that and say, stop, pause, I see you. I know past, I know younger me, this is scary. But what we're going to do in this moment, now that I've seen you and I understand why this is the way that it is for you right now, we're going to make a different choice, which is going to feel lighter, which is going to feel better, which is going to feel more free. And that gives you the permission to accept what happened, acknowledge it, and move on, okay? And when you do this, oh my goodness, it's so much easier to do techniques, which, by the way, you won't necessarily need to do whenever you start doing this practice of acknowledging and accepting what you're feeling and making a different choice, because that is conscious creation. Techniques almost like cover up, people panic manifest. They're like, oh no, I'm going to trigger, quick, affirm, he loves me, he chooses me, and all of this. And before you know it, you're actually pushing down that feeling that really wants to come up, and it won't let you. It won't let you push it down. It'll get louder. So we have to acknowledge it. And often that's why it's not working, okay? Is because we're trying to get rid of it. And I've seen it over and over and over again. And in my work and what I do, I'm all about acknowledging, accepting, and it is a much peaceful, much more self-compassionate way of creating, and it's very, very powerful. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you'd like any more information about what I do, if you'd like to come on the retreat with me and Mo and amazing other people who've also joined, then I'd love to see you there. If you'd like to join the Conscious Creators Masters Academy or book in a discovery call, there's lots of information on my website, or you can email me. So hopefully I will see you there, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.